YouTube. Okay, I'm live. Yesterday, I posted a live YouTube video on the Gabby Petito case. She's 22 years old, and I can't even imagine what her parents are going through. But today's video, I wanted to share with you because I got some interesting questions underneath the thread of that video. So I'll post that video, which essentially could be part one to the Gabby Petito story, in the description below. You can take a look at it. I think it was under 10 minutes. I try to keep these under 10 minutes. So one of the questions that I got was, um, by David. Thank you, David. He said, true, responding to my video. He said, true, but it's not on the victim. It's on the abuser. What would you tell the abusers? This was such a great question. So what I would say to the abusers, here's the thing that people don't understand when it comes to these narcissistic people, these sociopathic people, these psychopathic people. You can't get through to them. That's why jail is a waste. In my opinion, jail is a complete waste. Here's why. Anybody who, even at the lowest level of abuse, doesn't have a conscience. Now escalate that abuse to, more abuse and even to take someone's life. Do you really think that you could get through to that person? Do you really think that you could say to that person, yeah, listen, about Gabby Petito and what you did, somehow I'm going to get through to you to never hurt another person again. No, and here's why. Because even narcissistic people, so here's the levels. You have narcissistic people, you have sociopath. Well, there's different versions of narcissistic personality disorder, and then you have the sociopath, and then you have the psychopath. On any of those levels, there's something that's missing. It's called empathy and compassion. And this is why you can't get through to the abuser. This is why we talk to the victims, because we can get through to the victims, but we're never going to be able to get through to the abuser. The abuser, first of all, blames the victim for their actions. You made me do it. Well, if she didn't say this, or she didn't say that, or she didn't do this or that, I wouldn't have reacted that way. Okay? So that's what I would say to the abuser. I would say, if it was a way to get through to the abuser, I'd say, heal the pain someone put onto you. I'd say, what happened to you? What happened to you doesn't define you. You can heal from the past as well, right? But the abusers they don't do it. They won't accept that. Victims will, okay? So the second great question that I got underneath the thread of the first video that I shared for the Gabby Petito case yesterday, I just did it yesterday, was why did she pick him? Another great question. So, and there's no one answer to that question, because there's layers to that question. So I want to give a little bit of the layers to that question. So I talk to a lot of women over the years of doing what I do. By the way, my name is Denise Kavalauskas, and I am a transformational love coach. I specialize in helping women heal from Gabby Petito relationships where the man is abusive, narcissistic relationships, abusive relationships. I help her get through that, get past that, get over that, and move on to find true love after toxic love. That's what I do. So, so like I said, there's many layers to this. If, it could be that someone that there is someone in him that is familiar to her. So of all the women that I talk to, when I get on the phone with them, when I, kind of do a deep dive of why they have these repeated cycles of these toxic relationships, it's most commonly that there's something familiar in the abuser that they recognize that they're attracted to. It's an unconscious thing. It's not conscious. We don't pick these partners consciously. And I say we because I was married to a narcissist for 22 years. We don't pick them consciously. We pick them unconsciously. So there's something familiar, and it has to do with the upbringing of that person, right? The parents or the environment that they had. It could be that she has low self-esteem and thinks that he is all that she can get. Or it could be that she saw this type of relationship growing up. And I'm going to go with this one for Gabby Petito. And she unconsciously attracts it into her life. And the reason why I say that is because I saw an interview. And listen, before I say this, I'm not blaming or accusing or pointing fingers at anybody. I'm not. I'm observing. And because this is my line of work, this is what I do, this is what I've been doing for years, I pick up the energies of people. I can spot out the red flags of narcissism, of abusers, a mile away, 2 miles away, 10 miles away. I saw the interview of her father with Dr. Phil. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying any of that. I just picked up on some things that led to she saw this relationship, this type of relationship, obviously not to this extent where there's murder, but she picked up on this relationship. She saw this type of relationship growing up, and she unconsciously attracts it into her life. And that's what we all do, right? When we get into these abusive relationships, it's because we unconsciously have attracted this person into our life. Again, it's familiar. And it could be several things, right? So when my clients come to me and I assess them, I immediately find the answer to this question. And mostly it's that she's experienced this kind of relationship and it's familiar to her. So great questions. Thank you for asking those questions. Please comment below. Give me more questions. I love to answer these questions for you. I love to give an insight because more than healing from narcissism and abusive relationships, how can you never attract a narcissistic or abusive relationship ever in your life? How can you get to that point, right? Where you're like me and you've healed from it and you can spot them out a mile away. Wouldn't that be heaven on earth? Wouldn't that be grand? And then all of those people, all of the abusers could just be in their own little, maybe they, I don't know, like away from the people who deserve true love. If this is something that you're interested in, this is what I do. I help you heal from these toxic relationships. And I'm going to put a Heal Your Heart application in the description below, as well as the video that I did yesterday, so that you can see that video as well and see the questions that are underneath. And again, post your questions underneath. I am more than happy to answer them. I'll do another video or I'll answer them directly. Either way, my goal here is to heal, literally to heal the world, to heal everybody from narcissism. It's not complicated. It's not, it doesn't take years. It really is super simple when you lift the veils of all of the stuff that narcissism has, these relationships have. It's really simple. It really is simple. And you can do this too. I was 22 years in my toxic relationship. My husband used to tell me, my ex-husband used to tell me, they'd never find you because I'd put you in a bucket with acid and they'd never find you. He used to say things like that to me. So I get it. 22 years, I have 2 children with him. My goal here on this earth is to help you never go through that type of relationship again, never end up like this beautiful young girl, 22 years old, Gabby Petito, never to even attract that in the first place. We can just avoid it altogether. That's the best thing, right? All right, my loves, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button if any of this was of value to you, and subscribe to my channel so that you can get more videos like this. Again, you can contact me in the description below. Just click click that little arrow down and I'll leave all the information there. Have a great day.